Gaffer, we're back home tomorrow after last week on the road against Grimsby. So Forest Green tomorrow, another tough opponent. How have preparations been?
Yeah, been good. I think it is a tough opponent. I think they had a great result on the first game of the season at Bolton away. I think they had the joint highest wins with us last season away from home. So they've obviously got an excellent away record going back a good stretch. So we know their qualities. We had two tough games against them last year, with us winning one each. So we know what they've got. But we need to continue where we left off last week, and the prep's been pretty good this week. The lads have been very upbeat, as they are in the main anyway. They're a great group, really positive as well. And but obviously after last week's result, it's an extra step, spring in their step.
There were two very different games last season, and no doubt you want to see more from January's performance than the home game.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was it. I think at the start of last season, Forest Green were in unbelievable form and very expansive, and they got an early goal against us, and we didn't really recover from it. And it was a real tough game for us. I think down there, it was it was probably a different team for us, from our perspective playing, and it was we ended up with 9 men somehow and still won the 3 points. So two very different games, but it's the same again. We've probably got half a new team from the last time we played them as well. I think they've made some additions as well. I added a bit of physicality with Jamil Matt up front. We're aware of the qualities they have, and I'm sure they're aware of the qualities we have as well. So I think it'll be two teams, to be fair, that both want to win the game.
And now we're a few games into the season. You were saying how, usually pre-season would be a bit longer, and then you start the season. Now we're sort of at that point. What are your early thoughts on what we've got and how players have settled in?
Yeah, I just think they're gradually improving and understanding how each other plays, thinks, reacts to different situations. I still think there's more to come from the group. I think there's from more consistency of playing together. I think that's where you get that momentum. But they've certainly bonded in a great way off the pitch, and how hard they work in training is brilliant to see. Their fitness levels are fantastic, and we know the quality they have. But it's about applying that in the right way, and I think we found the balance. Last week at Grimsby, we know we can play more attractive football at times, but you have to play to what the conditions are, and I thought we did that really well, and won the game. So we have to, but from the playing perspective, I think just more games, more consistency of selection, and those improvements will happen. But it is still early days. We're only 2 league games into a long season, so there's plenty of work to be done in the coming weeks and months to get to our full potential.
And just lastly for me, we heard this week about the pandemic bringing a pause to fans returning to the stadium, which for us is disappointing. But how do you feel about it, and what impact, if any, do you think it's going to have on the players, particularly playing at home?
I think it affects both venues. I think we've only the last 2 games, Everton and Grimsby, were most of the players' first away games for 6-7 months. So it was against Everton, we were getting changed in a port cabin in the car park. Against Grimsby, we were getting changed in a bar, like a small social bar at the back of the stand. So honestly, it's so unusual and strange, and the announcement during I think everyone's disappointed. I'm sure the government are disappointed that they had to make that announcement. It's not something that anyone's purposely doing to sort of to be the sort of Grinch or the Scrooge, you know, and stop everyone having fun and enjoying their sport. But it's, you know, we're in unprecedented times, and people have to make decisions and take course of action that are not the norm. You know, I think everyone connected with sport, not just football but sport, want the supporters and fans back. It's what makes the games and sports exciting, the reaction, the emotion, and responding to that from the crowds, both home and away. And you know, you get a rapport and you get a relationship with the supporters, and you want them to be part of what you do every match day. So from our perspective, you know, it's disappointing, of course. There are bigger things at play at the moment, you know, with people's health and well-being. I think that's still got to take precedent over other things. But ultimately, if we can get through this sort of these episodes as quickly as possible and return to norm, then everyone wants that. But, you know, unfortunately, we're in times where we can't do that, and we have to make the best of what it is at the moment, and that's everybody. And we have to take the precautions, common sense decisions to make sure we come out of it on the other side, everyone healthy and the game in a healthy state. But it is a real testing time, certainly for clubs at our level. So fingers crossed everybody gets through it.